1330 WR.
Good morning. It is 8:38 on a Wednesday, February the 8th. The clouds are certainly moving in the area. We do have 29 degrees. Our wind chill, there isn't one this morning. Our winds are only blowing out of the east at 3 miles per hour. Your forecast courtesy of Community National Bank. We have a slight chance of rain after 5 o'clock this afternoon. Mostly cloudy today. High temperature near 43. South wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight there's rain on the way, 1 to 2 inches. Rain could be heavy at times. We'll have a steady temperature around 38 overnight. Breezy with an east wind gusting near 30 miles per hour. For tomorrow, rain before noon. Steady temperature of 36. Breezy with the north wind gusting near 40 miles per hour. Could see a half to 3/4 of an inch of rain tomorrow morning. On Friday, partly sunny with a high near 32. Saturday, sunny and 38. Sunday looks good, sunny with a high near 47. Sunny on Monday and a high again near 47. Could even reach 50 on Tuesday. Currently, it's 29 degrees. Joining us in the studio this morning, this time around, it is Kyle Flowers. He is the Alexis Fieldhouse owner and operator. Good morning, Kyle.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great.
So we've got a lot to talk about this morning. We're going to start with the Fieldhouse and the core program, and then we're going to bring out the big news for everyone here. So first of all, tell us about the Fieldhouse and a little bit about you for people that may not know you, Kyle.
Right. So I'm an Alexis native, born and raised in Alexis. Did all my elementary and high school time there. And excuse me, a couple years ago, I had the opportunity from a gentleman named Rick Bertelson in the area. He used to own the Fieldhouse. He's the one that took it over from the school district and kept it alive. And basically with COVID, that kind of was the nail in the coffin for him to shut business down, and kind of felt like didn't really want to start all over again. Kind of wanted to focus on other things in life. And I was kind of in the position to where I had some ideas and some things that I wanted to kind of get off the ground. So in February 1st of 2021, Rick and I came to an agreement, and I purchased the Fieldhouse and have been doing improvements and renovations, and I've been open since June of this past summer, 22. And it's we've had some basketball tournaments, some birthday parties. A lot of kids come in after school or in the weekends and stuff, and just get some open gyms going. But we've expanded what used to be there. I've gone into other areas of the building that were kind of just for storage and tried to utilize that for the public. So we have like a secondary kids-sized gym. Obviously, the main gym is still available and used all the time. And then we also have a kind of a turf room where you could train baseball, softball, anything like that. So I have a little bit more square footage left that's not yet ready, but it's getting close to being full of things for kids or families to do.
Okay. Did you have concessions there, or I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember.
Yep. There's a concession stand that can help you out with any drinks or snacks, but we also have JD's Pizza.
Yes.
Yep. JD's came back, they started their business. We brought pizza back to the Fieldhouse, and a local family went ahead and decided to start their own endeavor and leased out the kitchen space, and they're doing great. They produce a nice product. They get a lot of regular customers, and it's going well. It's going in the right direction.
Yeah, we've had the pleasure of talking with the folks at JD's Pizza. They actually sponsor the United Red Storm basketball for us.
Yep.
So we're very appreciative of that support, helping us get United games on the air.
Yep.
Okay, so the Fieldhouse is going well for you. And tell us about CORE, the program that you have that you can actually take on the road.
Yeah, that was kind of the driving factor why I purchased the Fieldhouse in the first place. So for anybody that's listening that doesn't know, I several years ago I had an idea to create a new team sport, and that idea existed only in my conscience for several years, and it got to the point to where I was proud enough of it that it was like a fork in the road, like, okay, you're either going to do something with this and bring it in the world, or it's just going to kind of stay a figment of your imagination. So the timing was correct, like I was talking about with Rick deciding that maybe this is the time to sell the Fieldhouse. So the Fieldhouse became my home venue for CORE. That was kind of the driving factor, but I didn't want just CORE to be at the Fieldhouse. I wanted a variety of sports constantly going on. So core, the game itself, is played on a turf product. So I have I guess you could call it a portable turf product, and it just rolls out onto the gym floor. So we can play core, we could play baseball, football, soccer, anything turf related could happen at that time. And when we're done with the turf sports, we can roll it up and play the hardwood sports. So it was a nice addition. And having that turf be a portable product, now that I have my home base established, it's kind of like, okay, now where can I go visit? Where do, Aledo, Monmouth, Galesburg, anywhere that has a gymnasium or large flat surface, I'm trying to kind of spread the radius a little bit.
So what is core itself? Kind of describe the sport.
Yeah, so core might sound like kind of an odd word to use for a sport, but after you watch one game or play one game, you'll kind of understand why I chose the word core. The field is a circular field, and it kind of looks like a bullseye. There's 4 sequential rings that kind of go down into the core of the playing field. And the objective itself as a team is to earn your way into the core. So you have to score within the outer ring, and then you can advance to the next as you go into the core. And to win the game, you have to have more points and have all of the areas of the field closed out. That's a real shortened version, but I have social media pages, YouTube channel.
Yeah.
All of my open gyms are available to watch. There's some explanatory, go a little bit deeper into the nitty gritty details of it, and it's a completely original concept. But while I was creating it, I wanted it to be familiar to anybody that loves sports in general.
Yeah.
So whether you're a basketball lover or football or baseball or whatever it is, you could watch core, understand it, and maybe even see little glimpses of, that's kind of taken from basketball, and that's kind of taken from football, but the concept itself is a completely original concept.
Yeah, back in junior high, which was a long time ago, we played spastic ball. So you used a basketball court, of course, but in PE we have darn near 100 kids.
Yeah.
And so you literally advanced the court by throwing the ball to your sideline.
Oh.
You couldn't dribble. So it was very unique, and you defend the same way, all that stuff, but you're throwing to the sideline to advance to your end of the court and make the bucket. So it was a way to keep everybody involved.
Yeah.
So it is neat when ideas come to fruition like this. To advance it to the bullseye, to the core, what do you do? Do you pass, kick? How do you advance?
Yeah, it's a running and passing style game. So those rings that I talked about, whatever ring you are in, you can run in that ring.
Okay.
Or you can retreat away from the goal. But if you want to advance the ball towards the goal, it has to be a pass across the line. You can't just run straight to the core.
No layups on this one.
Not unless it's a pass and then
flush.
Yeah.
It sounds great. How's it going with core?
It's good.
Okay.
It's going real good. My next large event will be at the QC Fit Fest on February 18th and 19th. That's at the Bend in East Moline at their expo center. And that'll be a fitness expo, but it'll have a variety of different things. And the gentleman that is running that, his name is Chris Maltzberger. He's been doing promotional events in the Quad Cities for several years, and we have kind of developed a relationship over the last year. And when he saw core, he was like he understood it. He was excited about it. He saw what I saw. He believed what I believe in, and he basically just wanted to help. And we got to talking about the Fit Fest and how he was going to be putting that on, and how he wanted to feature core at the Fit Fest. So that's my next big thing will be here in a couple weeks in the Quad Cities, and I'll be playing core for anybody that wants to hop in a game and check it out and learn something new.
What were those dates again?
18th and 19th of February, coming up in just a couple weeks.
For people that may want to come up and see that. What time will you be out there?
I believe it's 8 to 3 every day, if I'm not mistaken.
Cool. So that is core, and we'll include your YouTube channel so people can see it being played. What's your hope for core?
The sky's the limit, honestly. I'm a bit of a dreamer myself, but I could see this becoming the next professional sport. I believe in it that much. I believe that
The next pickleball?
it very well could be. And it's something that it's like, whatever sport you enjoy, whatever one it is, it's equally or every bit more compelling to watch or to play. It's an enjoyable experience. What kind of sports lover you are, you would enjoy playing it or watch your kids play or whatever.
Okay. All right. We're talking with Kyle Flowers, who is the Alexis Fieldhouse owner-operator. So you can utilize the Fieldhouse in Alexis for opportunities for open gym, b-ball tourneys, turf room. They have concessions, JD's Pizza, and of course Core. You can check that out as it continues to grow. But we got to get to the really good stuff. I'm going to shut up and let you tell us about your big announcement.
Yep. So the most recent addition to everything I'm trying to put out into the world, folks probably know this if they're local, but Alexis is the American home of the Clydesdale. That's kind of our claim to fame and our historic prevalence. In the late 1800s, the Clydesdale stock of Alexis was internationally known, really. It was nationally known for sure, but they were being shipped across the world. And myself, I've always enjoyed the beauty of a Clydesdale horse, but I have no horse experience. But just this past fall, my neighbor, his name is Sam Medhurst, he recently retired from the railroad, and he has a lifetime of horse experience, and more particularly a lifetime of draft horse experience. And since he was retired, he helped us with harvest this year, and we just kind of would chop it up every day about different ideas for the field house or different things that I was thinking, trying to promote. And it got to the point where I was like, here, Sam, here's a curveball for you. How about we bring Clydesdales back to Alexis? And I knew he was a horseman, but I didn't know the severity of it or how much experience he had. And as soon as I said bringing Clydesdales back to Alexis, he was like in. His eyes lit up, and he was like, we've got to do that.
Yeah.
And he basically dipped into his horse Rolodex and started calling old friends that were in the business. And within a few weeks, we had located a couple female horses. They came all the way from Canada. We have a couple wagons that we're going to start doing wagon rides when the weather starts to break. Even got a show harness, and we got a lot of support with the local horsemen that have been doing it for several years that Sam's had built a relationship with.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're excited about it.
I got to tell you, my favorite Super Bowl commercial is always the Clydesdales.
Absolutely.
I mean, the one where the two farmers or ranchers are looking on and he kicks the field goal, the Clydesdale does, and he says, well, usually they go for two.
Yeah.
I mean, the brilliance behind those commercials is so the Clydesdale's a favorite, I think, to Americans. Budweiser used it for years and years as their marketing campaign. So, but what's so special about the Clydesdale, and what's the history behind that particular breed of horse?
Well, one of the founders of Alexis was named Robert Holloway. He was a colonel in the military, and from what I've gathered, that was kind of the military pension back in the day. They would give unsettled land to ex-military, and Holloway's land plot was around Alexis. So he and another gentleman, the name of Alexander, founded Alexis, and Holloway was the one that brought the Clydesdales to Alexis, and that became their home and became, like I said, internationally known and well respected across the world. And I kind of thought it was a shame that is no longer something, we only use it as our past, and we haven't had a Clydesdale and Alexis in, I don't know, 50 years or something like that. So I thought it was a great opportunity, and kind of, like I said, kind of a shame that we don't have anything that is Clydesdale related, even though we are the American home of the Clydesdales. So it just seemed like an obvious opportunity to give it a try. Everybody loves horses, and especially Clydesdales. They have a symbol of power, a symbol of grace, a gentle, all of these great things about a horse. And I tell everybody, it's not like Alexis is the home of the snails here.
Right.
That the Clydesdale, that's a cool thing. We could really do something with that. So,
is it originally from Scotland? You told me off the air.
Yeah, exactly. Which that kind of ties in right down the road, Monmouth Scots. You know, we're sitting here in Monmouth, so we're hoping something big starts happening in Alexis with the Clydesdales, but also I'd like to see what I could do in Monmouth, being the Monmouth Fighting Scots. Maybe we could do something with the college and bring Clydesdales to the campus every now and then and kind of try to tie that together, being originated in Scotland, but Alexis is the American home, and Alexis and Monmouth are so close, it's almost kind of ironic, you know.
Yeah, well, you're a whole 8 miles up the road, right?
Yeah, right.
Well, maybe a little further than 8, but it feels like it's only 8. But this is so cool with the Clydesdales. I'm excited for you guys.
And my wife even got me a Dalmatian puppy for Christmas to go with them.
Perfect.
Yeah, she can ride on the wagon. So
Perfect. What's her name?
Lexi. Alexis is her name,
Of
and we call her
course.
Lexi. Yep. And the horses are, so Robert Holloway was the gentleman that brought horses back, or Clydesdales, to Alexis. So the horses' names are Robbie and Holly. So we got Robbie and Holly as the horses and Lexi as our puppy.
Perfect. Perfect. How do people find you and get a hold of you if they want to? You know, because the Clydesdales, gosh, you know, there's so many neat wedding venues around here.
Yes.
How cool would it be to
Very
ride
cool.
away in
Very
a Clydesdale, you know, being in a carriage?
Kind of the fairy tale wedding type thing.
Yeah. So how do people get a hold of you?
Yep. So if you check us out on Facebook, it's F&M Clydesdales. That's Flowers and Medhurst. And we just started in December, and we're just growing things as we can. We've kind of been sitting on our hands with the winter, just kind of getting used to the horses, letting the horses get used to us. But as soon as the weather starts to make a turn for the better, we're going to consistently bring them into the field house and do maybe a weekly wagon ride, or let kids pet them and brush them and stuff like that, just for people to see them on a regular basis.
Christmas on the square, you got all kinds of things that can happen. So fantastic. Thank you very much for sharing all this information with us.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
All right, that is Kyle Flowers with us, Alexis Fieldhouse owner and operator, and F&M Clydesdales, Alexis, American home to the Clydesdales, coming back to Alexis. It is 8:55. Sean is standing by with sports.
Security Savings Bank.
All right,
Thank you, ladies.